Hello, guys, and welcome. As I promised, I was planning to at least cover the premieres of these four Fox animated dominated shows. Of course, you have Bless the Hearts, Bob's Burgers, Family Guy, and The Simpsons. And of course, there are definitely a lot of milestones for this year, especially for the three veteran shows. You have The Simpsons 700 episode is going to air this season. Family Guy's 350th just aired today, and Bob's Burgers will air its 200th episode and will celebrate its 10th anniversary on January 9th, 2021. In addition, there'll be the debut of The Great North in January of 2021, and the return of Duncanville around, I think, February. Yeah, likely it's gonna be February because it wasn't on the Fox Fall preview for January. So yeah, I definitely know Housebroken is definitely not gonna make it. Otherwise, they would have advertised it at least a little bit by now. But nope, nothing. There's not even like art footage or sneak peek stuff or anything like that. So, anyways, I'm going to go on and talk about these four shows because I like to talk about these shows, even if they suck. So first off, we have The Simpsons and Undercover Burns. So, the Undercover Burns sees Mr. Burns go off. Mr. Burns investigate into his lowers work days as someone else, and he likes their personalities, so he decides to keep this new persona, which is his name is Fred, and David Harbour does an excellent job at his voice. I think this was supposed to air last season because I remember I saw some press releases saying that David Harbour was going to be in the 31st season, but of course, that obviously didn't happen. So, yeah, he's at least in the premiere for the 32nd season. There's a new voice actor for Carl. I'm not a big fan of the new voice, but there's not much we can do. Hopefully the new voice gets better. Anyways, I'm getting a little bit off topic. So, of course, Mr. Burns likes hanging out with Homer, Lenny, and Carl because he feels appreciated. Even as his new persona is Fred, he feels appreciated. Unlike where we're up there, he's the boss, and people don't appreciate him. Like the only person that really likes Mr. Burns is obviously Smithers, even though he's obviously a punching bag nowadays for Mr. Burns' jokes. And I just thought overall, it's nice seeing Mr. Burns hang out with the guys as Fred, but I just didn't think the episode was very good in general. I didn't think it was bad as Family Guy's premiere, but I thought it was mostly really boring. There weren't really a lot of jokes, or at least when they tried to make jokes, it basically just fell flat. Again, as I said, the concept was sort of interesting. Seeing Mr. Burns as Fred hanging out with the guys, it honestly could have been better. But in the first, the entire scene with in the first few minutes with Mr. Burns revealing that the kids are going to work for him was basically just filler. It doesn't even go anywhere. And okay, and then Mr. Burns and then Lisa escapes because she's smart, and then she goes into she follows Mr. Burns into the power plant because he gets away with it, and then he runs into the restroom. He runs into the male's restroom, and Lisa doesn't like male's restrooms. But other than that, it doesn't do anything. It just all it does is just transitions. It's not really any. It's not really. It's just filler. I have really nothing else to say about it. And then when you get to the point where the twist with Smithers revealing that Fred is Mr. Burns, I feel like the episode just kind of falls apart a little bit there. It has something going interesting, in like after that pointless filler up to like the second act. Like I'd say it's sort of fine. I say it's sort of solid, but it kind of starts falling apart after the second act once the twist is revealed that that Homer gets the reveal that Mr. Burns is Fred, and of course Smithers tells Homer that he needs to end his relationship to save his job. But I mean, and of course, Smithers stated that that the power plant was losing money. But then I just feel like it leads just towards to, like, I guess you could say a pointless fight, I suppose, with Homer and Mr. Burns, just because Homer was trying to force Lenny and Carl to end the relationship with him, like it just feels a little forced in the way he just tries to end it, and like overall I just feel like it ends way too safe. I know someone did tell me that for like Fred having a mind of his own at the end was could have been Mr. Burns imagining things, especially since it doesn't come back once Homer comes into the scene. It doesn't come back, but like I just felt like this episode was just really nothing to me. Like it's just really nothing. Like, I guess, like, if you had to say something good, the couch gag was definitely funny. Even though they kind of do explain the joke, I thought it was kind of funny.
Green screen!
And I also thought the last 30 seconds was pretty funny, too.
All right. To friendship and respect. And also evil! I mean, football! Football!
Whoa, sorry, Bon. Your seat's taken.
Oh, you show up late for your nightly bender just once?
Don't you worry. I just instituted drive-through service. Drive safe.
Good to have you back, sir.
Good to... Oh, Smithers, I left my car fob in that suit. Go get it.
That's certain death, sir.
Yes, but for you.
You're back.
Or am I?
Attention, everyone. This is your new co-worker, Don Phonyman. Please show him the ropes.
I'm not going through this again. Come on.
We know it's you, Mr. Burns, and we'll prove it. Release the hounds. They won't touch you. Ah! What do you know? He's real.
I didn't know we could call the hounds.
We can also operate the trap door.
I'll get you for this!
But I feel like that credit scene though at the end was just a little unnecessary. Would have gave the episode at least 30 seconds to at least at least give it 30 seconds to like sort of end the plot. Like I do appreciate that this was one story. I just feel like it just wasn't executed correctly in my opinion. Yeah, I didn't really like this episode very much. I guess you could say it sort of is fine until maybe like the end of the second act, as I said. There's definitely not enough jokes in this episode. It was just really boring to me. Like, I mean, if you at least with the last season, their duds like Go Big or Go Home or Better Off Ned, which I also didn't like. At least those had more jokes. The reason why those end up being more bad is just because like there's some characters or there's some concepts I didn't like, but at least but just with this one I mainly just didn't like it just because it's just a big pile of nothing to me, in my opinion. So yeah, wouldn't really recommend this one. No. So I'm gonna go to Bless the Harts and Violet's Secret, and this is going to be my review of that. And Violet's Secret is the season 2 opener of Bless the Harts, and it sees Jenny and Betty spy on Violet as she's hiding something during the summertime, and the subplot is Wayne gets into a lawsuit and Brenda assists him. So yeah, so if we're going into like, I guess you could say like subplot stance, I thought the subplot was it's like normal. I mean, like there were some entertaining moments, but I mean, like I guess like you could say it doesn't really I mean, okay, maybe it kind of does overstay its welcome a little bit, especially at the last part. Really, in my opinion, like so the subplot is basically just okay. Wayne is repairing the Hart family's roof, and then Bobby Nail films Wayne as evidence for her bird was in emotional distress, so she files a lawsuit against Wayne for $5,000, and then Wayne gets taken to court. Brenda agrees to assist him, and then Bobby Nail gets the emotional card, and then Brenda tells a story and pretty much bores everyone to sleep, and then Bobby Nail releases her bird as proof that the bird gets emotional distress from loud noises, and basically the bird just... I felt it was kind of a little cheap for it to just sort of fly into the fan, but I mean, I guess like you kind of really had to expect that. I mean, birds don't know like stuff that we do, and yeah, and then they make up. You know, Bobby Nail said the bird was terminally ill, and yeah, that pretty much ends the subplot, and then it kind of just sort of starts over again. Like, I honestly didn't like how it sort of started over again. I just felt like that part was like totally unnecessary. They should have just ended it right there where they were hugging, and then just full on stop, because like I feel like that extra 10-20 seconds they're using could have went towards a conversation for the main plot, and then also the last 30 seconds was completely unnecessary. That should also went towards the main plot as well, in my opinion. So the main story sees Jenny and Betty spying on Violet through the summer. So when Violet starts to become more, alert about her privacy, she starts locking the doors. She starts closing her windows. She starts lying. Betty and Jenny want to get a scoop, like the inside scoop about what she's doing. So they basically stalk her all around town, and yeah, they basically just stalk her around town, follow her. Like Betty literally drives the car super slow just so she can so then Violet wouldn't obviously notice him, and she doesn't, and it's pretty obvious. I mean, it's pretty obvious that she doesn't notice him. I do think the main story starts out solid, but I mean like I think the stalking was kind of a little over, but I mean like, yeah, I mean it is kind of a little, yeah, but I think it definitely has some good jokes. I think that there are definitely some good jokes. Betty saying she pooped in the diaper. The one where Betty tries to get, all horny, flirty for the cult, and also I also like the Switchblade flashback, and Wayne telling Jenny and Betty how much money they wasted only for him to tell them that to slightly extend their legs.
Jenny, I am so glad you dumped that old guy.
I didn't. He dumped me.
What? He dumped you? I'm gonna dump him. 8-ball, corner pocket.
Brenda, what did you do?
I did what I had to do. I killed a man who hurt you.
The hell you did? All you did was beat me with a Snapple bottle.
He's alive! Run!
One?
Menthols?
And what the hell is this? Violet?
It's called a switchblade. Google it.
Oh, I'm sliding, y'all.
Will you two knock it off? Don't claw the shingles. Well, there goes $5. 10.
Let go of my ankle! Don't kick your mother, you monster!
15. $20.
Save us!
$85.
We're gonna die!
Or you two just slightly extend your legs.
Uh-oh.
What?
My diaper's full.
Last I saw her, she was walking toward this strip mall. Oh my God, you were right, Mother. She's in a cult.
Well, it's showtime.
Why in the hell are you so horned up over all this?
Your Honor, this man gave my cockatiel a psychotic break, which caused me property damage and emotional distress.
Damn,
She got to the emotion card first.
Well, it's a good thing Mr. Ben Matlock Esquire brought his secret weapon, the Farmer's Almanac. I'm about to prove that full moon's been causing that bird's upset.
Don't be an idiot.
Yeah, so I feel... So then they basically follow Violet into the building where she's revealed that it's her part-time job, in fact, when they barge in and try to save her from the cult leader. And basically, yeah, they barge in thinking, oh, we're saving her, but it turns out that they embarrass Violet in front of a baby who's being baptized, and it's Violet's part-time job to take pictures for them. And of course, you know, Violet's embarrassed, she gets upset. I mean, it's definitely understandable for her to get upset. I mean, even after that end of the second act, which I feel like is a little, I feel like it's a little poor just because I feel like the stalking was a little bit too much, but in the final act, at least it kind of sort of stabilizes a little bit. So it was, so Violet basically puts keep out signs in her door window, and when Jenny goes to apologize to Violet doesn't accept her apology. She states that she wanted something on her own, and you know, if we go back to episodes like Hugging Bugs or Tying the Knot, it's proven there that they use her room for a ton of things, like the dryer. That's where they store all their stuff. And yeah.
No, thank you.
Can you just tell me why you wanted to get a secret job?
I share everything with you guys. My bedroom is also our family storage unit and laundry room. I really just wanted something that was just mine.
I totally get that, Vi. And I'm so sorry I embarrassed you.
Okay. Are we done?
You know, when I was young, I made a lot of mistakes. And the fact that I survived those years was pure luck. I just got scared that you wouldn't be as lucky, and I went a little crazy. I know I need to trust you. I mean, we both know you're smarter than I was. I just need to remember that.
And because, you know, Violet tells them everything, she wants something to her own. I mean, it's kind of a point, like for teenagers to start wanting to have things of their own, where like their parents aren't, fully spying on them, and it's totally relatable in a sense. If any of you were teenagers, or I mean, I'm assuming all of you who are watching my videos at least are teenagers or not, because I'm not saying you. This video isn't marked for kids, is one, and then also because these shows really aren't directed at kids per se. So yeah, it's definitely pretty relatable. I thought her having a part-time job during the summer is pretty cool, even if it doesn't really explain too much of it. The show definitely has a lot of jokes, and this episode, not show, and also I do like the semi-cliffhanger, because yeah, even though Violet does come out to watch TV with Jenny in the end, it's not really clear if she, fully forgave her, because it's sort of the same with Family Guy's Better Off Meg, where of course, Meg comes back home, but it might be clear she's still angry because Chris left her to die. So it's sort of similar here, except that it wasn't like over the top. But I mean, if you get what I'm saying here with Violet, not, still being sort of angry at her parents, for embarrassing her at her job, and she was already late, stuff like that as well. And of course, it just feels like irresponsible or something on her part. So it totally feels understandable where she's coming from, and yeah. So maybe the only things I'd say that weren't really, again, like I said, the last I maybe say that especially that last full minute should have definitely not been there. I guess you could say Wayne watching videos wasn't very funny either, but it was kind of necessary to set up the episodes. Overall, I just thought this was a very good episode. So overall, I would say Violet's Secret is definitely a recommended watch for any fan of West Harts. Of course, the show's only in second season. You're definitely not going to be skipping episodes like you would with Family Guy just because that show is going on for so long. It definitely has a lot of funny moments for me. The story is sort of interesting in the fact. The only thing I didn't really like was there were just some comedy hiccups, and also the stalking thing was kind of a problem. But I mean, other than that, I thought it was pretty good. So yeah, I really liked it. Definitely not as good as Megalo Memories. This rating was, I think, pretty generous in my opinion. But like, I mean, if you compare that to Megalo, as like Megalo gets the absolute highest grade, well, this is like barely on this point of the grade. And I'm really excited to see the next episodes of this show and how it continues on for the next 21 episodes. So bear with me, and yep. So now on we go, on to Bob's Burgers and Dream a Little Bob of Bob. So this episode sees Bob go on a quest to find his key, except, you know, because Bob's Burgers is grounded in realism, his quest is in fact a dream. Of course, if you can see the title, it says Dream a Little Bob of Bob, an obvious reference to Dream a Little Dream of Me. So yeah, because Bob's Burgers is grounded in realism, the show has his quest in a dream. So basically, the main plot is Bob going to Bob loses his key to Tina's birth certificate, which he needs, and he tries to go in the car and find it, but in the process he hurts his back. He hurts his back while bending down, and in order to rest his back, he has to lie down and take a nap on the car chair. And of course, it's Linda and them don't know because they're playing. Well, they're teaching Tina how to handslap. So I'll get into that a little bit later. So yeah, so basically when Bob wakes up from his dream, when he wakes up in his dream, he's stuck in the car glove compartment with his rubber band squeaky ball, which he hadn't seen in many years. And of course, with this rubber band squeaky ball and a tape, which obviously come to life because, you know, it's Bob's dream. These three set on a quest to help Bob find his key. You know, even though Bob neglected them, they still agree to help him, that sort of thing. I definitely think it's a little boring in the beginning. I mean, but it's sort of setting things up to like sort of the satisfying conclusion, you would say. I mean, it started to get good around the ants part, even if I thought the cough drop part wasn't very funny. I mean, yeah, I thought the cough drop part was kind of disgusting, but I mean, other than that, once it gets to the part with the ants, I thought it was pretty good. So Bob and the other two objects encounter some ants as their first obstacle to getting the key. So then the tape uses its actual tape wire to lift them up to safety, and the sugary cough drop that Bob is forced to lick. Again, I said it was kind of gross. It was gross. And then Bob uses it to distract the ants so that they can not eat them and eat the cough drop instead, which works. And then they're on to their next quest, which is to get the key. So basically, when they get the key, when they see the key, it ends up collecting a bunch of stuff around it, operated by the static electricity in Bob's car, and it basically scatters all his trash into a sort of monster, and because of this, Bob has to overcome his negativity to be able to get the key, and because every time Bob says something negative about himself, the monster gets bigger and bigger. But if Bob says something more positive about himself, the monster starts to get smaller, and he ends up getting bigger as a result.
There are no bad ideas.
No, there are.
Yeah, getting a fire safe and losing the key. Not listening to a really good book on tape.
Yeah, not cleaning a car ever. Now seems like a really bad idea.
Your Shane-tricity monster is getting bigger, Bob. Are you making it mad or something?
I don't know. I'm kind of giving myself the opposite of a pep talk.
Well, it seems like that's making it stronger.
Right. It's like I'm giving it power. I wonder if I'd stop beating myself up.
It got smaller.
Okay, all right. I'm not beating myself up. I'm good at some stuff. Foosball, maybe. No, I'm not good at foosball at all. Oh, no, it just got bigger.
Restaurant stuff! You're really good at restaurant stuff!
No, I'm not.
You're a millionaire restaurateur!
Yeah. What else?
You have so many ideas for burgers!
I mean, I don't know.
And I bet you're a great lover!
Oh, no.
You have soft hands?
I do have soft hands. Oh, I got bigger. I'm back. I'm okay. Were you guys worried? Did you call the cops?
Yeah, there you are!
You didn't see all the helicopters we sent for you?
We had the best guys on the case.
Everyone, I want you to meet two very good friends. This is Squeezy Ball, and this is Tape. Gene, I also found your cough drop.
My lucky cough drop! You didn't lick it, did you?
Technically, no.
Well, did you find the key?
No, but that's okay. I'm good at some things, and I'm not good at some things, and that's okay.
So yeah, after basically Bob is able to get the key, and that's unfortunately the end of his dream. But Bob, unfortunately, he doesn't actually find the key in real life. He thinks he does, and he opens it with his hands like it's not there. So and then of course Bob goes back into the restaurant, and he's satisfied with not being able to find the key. And I feel like a big growth of Bob's character in this episode is his positivity. If we go back to episodes like Father of the Bob, where like Bob is revealed to not be a smiley guy because of his dad. You know, his dad never really supported Bob in any of his goals, any of his ambitions. You know, when Bob was making burgers on the day in Father of the Bob, his dad would literally throw his burger in the trash. You know, that kind of thing, and he never really approved of it. And that's why Bob opened his own restaurant and started coming up with those names, because it's something he enjoyed. And it's not his fault that he's always so negative, because he was raised in such a negative environment of his own. So I wouldn't say it's definitely his fault at all. I mean, his mom also died at a young age as well. And yeah, so and we're getting away from the main plot now. The subplot of Dream a Little Bob is basically Tina wants to learn how to hand slap, but she doesn't know how, but everyone else around her knows. I just felt like I felt like the subplot was pretty entertaining for the most part. The only thing I really had a problem with the subplot was like it kind of needed to explain how everyone was doing the hand slap, because like I was like, how do these people know how to do this hand slap? Like, it's not even explained how they know how to do it. I feel like that would personally be nice. There were some funny moments, as I'm gonna show right now.
Disgusting! 1 and a 1 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 3 and a 1 and a 4 and a 1 and a 5 and a 1.
We get it.
You don't know where this is going. A 1 and a 6, a 2 and a 1.
So everyone can do this except me? Is that what's going on?
Aw, who wants a hug? That's not a pity hug.
Front of hands, back of hands.
Whoa. Too fast.
Front of hands.
Are you driving me to the hospital, Louise? Stop speeding.
Front of hands.
Slower.
Back of hands.
Easy.
Now you clap.
Half that speed.
And cross.
Slower.
Your.
Dear Lord.
Cross your. Tina, cross.
This is ruining my memory of childhood.
You're making mommy sad, Tina.
Ally Sheedy's too busy, so we got her sister Lizzie. Lizzie Sheedy likes to cuss when she's driving on the bus. These are the words she likes to say. Crotch, dingle, crap, boob, fart, nips, tips, double dips, and that's why we drove off the cliff. Hell yeah! That felt good. Can I do that again, Mom?
You sure, sweetie? Go ahead.
Hell yeah!
So finally, in the end, Tina learns how to hand slap, and yeah, she learns how to hand slap. Bob is satisfied with not being able to find the key, and overall, I would say this was a pretty good episode, except for maybe a few flaws. So Dream a Little Bob is a solid episode for starting off the 11th season. It's definitely, there are some minor hiccups. I mean, I thought maybe the first few minutes was not very good, but I mean, I guess the part with Teddy, I guess you could say it was a little necessary to set it up, so it's not really a true major con. I would say that I wanted them to explain how everyone knows how to do the hand slap. The story just takes a little long to get good, but I mean, like, once it actually does get good, I actually start really liking it. So I mean, I wouldn't say this episode is bad at all. I thought it was good, but I mean, it's definitely far far off from our normal Bob's Burgers standards that we've come to expect from this show. And that's a little questioning for the 11th season, but I mean, we still have 21 more episodes to go. And hopefully this is the worst this season has to offer, because I am so excited for this 11th season, and 12 and 13. I just can't wait for more Bob's Burgers. I just love this show so much. So now on we go to Family Guy's 350th milestone episode, titled Stewie's First Word. And I'm going to say it here, it is bad. I did not like this episode at all. No. I mean, I wouldn't say it's, like, really, I wouldn't say it goes in the category with, like, the terrible or, like, even, like, the worst, but I mean, I pretty much expected it to be bad from the title, because, you know, we all know Stewie knows how to talk, you know, but I mean, just given the fact that it was Stewie's first word, we all thought it was going to be a flashback, and, you know, like, as soon as the reels at Comic-Con were revealed, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think this episode's gonna be good at all. And then when the plot log line was released, I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna be good. And it's exactly what I expected. It's maybe a little better because I thought it was gonna be like god awful, but I mean, like, it was just bad. It wasn't awful. It was just bad. So yeah, this definitely wasn't a good episode. I personally thought the episode relied on way too much meta and random humor, like the changing of the scenes part, like felt like an actual, where it felt like an actual sitcom on set, just dead on annoyed me, and they even did it twice. They basically just wasted a full minute on that. I mean, the part, like, especially the first few minutes with the magic 8-ball was just like totally irrelevant to this episode. Like, there's just, like, they had so little actual content that they had to use that to fill it up, and it doesn't even connect to the part where Stewie starts cursing. I mean, yeah, it doesn't even connect. There are better ways to connect it. The animals talking as Peter tries to cut the lawn is just not funny either. I thought that was terrible, honestly. And, like, there's also a random dude who comes in and he's, like, cool with Lois, but he's not cool with Peter and the rest of the family. I just thought that was stupid and random as well. Yeah, honestly, I'm not saying a lot of good things about this episode, and I mean, because I also didn't like the cutaways either. Like, if you had to pick between the Pilgrims one, that one was awful. The one where Chris and Peter killed dolphins was just a way to show a pointless gore and make it just unfunny ways to shock the audience. And I mean, I guess you could say the Caillou one was okay, but I feel like I just felt like it drags on way too long. I got the animation on point though. I will give them props to that. They definitely got the animation for the Caillou thing on point, like literally on point. And that was amazing. But I mean, like, overall, the Caillou joke, I would say it's just fine. I mean, it's definitely not the best joke in the episode. Like, I mean, like, and like, don't even get me started on revealing that Principal Shepard was narrating the whole episode. Like, oh my god, that just pissed me off. It's like, it's not even funny. They did that in Trump Guy earlier, or something similar to Trump Guy, where it's revealed that Brian wrote all the jokes in that episode. And it was the same thing where Stewie and Brian were getting sued. It was revealed that Chris was telling the story in the season 19 finale, moving in Principal Shepard's song. I thought that was just awful too. I just totally hate when they do that. And yeah, the actual plot isn't really good either. I mean, okay, Stewie curses, the family shuns Lois, and then Lois goes to a getaway retreat when she finds out that she's okay as a mom. I'm like, what? It basically just nothing happens. It's just a bunch of nothing. I mean, I guess you could say that part was a little coherent, but it's mostly just nothing. Like, I guess if you want me to start saying good things about it, I mean, the only things I can say that were really good about it were like, I like Quagmire's dibs on the moving legs. I like the reference to the stairs in from season 10. For those of you who don't remember, it's the one where Peter falls and he repeatedly swears while he's falling. It's in the uncensored version, the DVD version. And then I also like the part where Brian's like, Lois, are you dead?
Hey, what's with the stairs? Why do they look different?
Oh, I'm trying to prove that Peter's the one cussing in the house, so I waxed the staircase for him to fall down.
Hey, Lois, have you seen my Spider-Man socks? I can't seem to... Ouch! Oh, heavens! Oh, goodness gracious! That smarts! Oh, my! Egad! Well, I'll be... Yikes!
Peter, when did you become so polite?
Oh, I've been hanging out with Caillou's beta dad. In fact, I'm meeting him at the park to eat unsalted saltines on the swings. I feel like you're wearing what Rachel Maddow would wear to a pumpkin patch.
Hey, look, a pair of working legs. Dibs on these.
What? Oh, come on, Quagmire!
Joe, I said dibs.
No, you're right. You said dibs.
Lois? Are you dead? Can I eat you?
So yeah, I mean, if like, okay, maybe those are probably like the only few good things about it. I didn't like this episode at all. I knew it was gonna be bad, and yeah, it was. So yeah, I did not like this episode, as I've said many times, and you can tell how depressed I am talking about it. And it just felt like a waste of time to watch. There's definitely too much filler. They all go back to not understanding Stewie in the end, so I pretty much knew that was gonna happen. It's just a waste of time. I wouldn't say it's awful or like terrible, but I mean it's bad, and like I don't think this deserved any of the hype or advertising it got from Fox. I mean they overhyped this episode way too much, and it just ended up not being good. And then like even the ratings for the episode weren't even that good either. I mean it like the live ratings for the episode weren't that good, so I guess probably just people just stop being interested in Family Guy. I mean, probably the only reason it gets renewed is because of streaming. But I mean, or like people just watch it even though it's not good. Even though like I don't think it's good. I feel like a lot of people don't think Family Guy is good anymore. I'm not saying that. More power to you if you still like it. I'm just saying there are definitely a lot of people who express their opinions on the internet, where most of them I've seen say it's not good anymore. So I feel like the only reason maybe it's being renewed is because those people are still watching and they hope it's good, but it ends up not being good, and that counts as people watching, hence why they can renew it. So yeah, didn't deserve any of the hype or advertising. Definitely not a good episode at all. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the 4 Fox animation premieres. 2 good, 1 meh, 1 bad. Yeah, so overall, what did you think? Let's talk in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.